Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Mrs. Force. I am your U.S. history teacher, and I wanted to take an opportunity to be able to review the U.S. history online course offering to point out some of the key components that you will be utilizing throughout this semester and school year. First, we start at the class home. This is where you land when you come from the online learning login, where you can access your schedule and your Class Connect sessions and your courses or your classes. Once you click on the widget for your class, it'll bring you to this landing page. Notice the U.S. History course is labeled HST 303A. That means there is a Part A and a Part B to the course. So Part A is the first half of the year, and then in January we will start Part B of the course. Looking at your landing page here, your class home, you've got class updates. In this area, you will find information related to any unread discussion posts, unread teacher feedback on assignments, and some other items. Try to keep your class updates exactly like this, where there are no current updates. That means that you have read all of the information that you needed to. But you can access the information by clicking right on the hyperlink as it appears there. In your course, over on the right-hand side, since I am in the teacher view, it's not showing for me right now, but it does have the progress, including your current grade, and what assignments you currently might have overdue. Please again keep that overdue assignment notification at a 0, because as soon as an assignment becomes overdue, it will receive a 0 in your gradebook. Sometimes once that 0 is inputted into your gradebook, it no longer shows up as overdue because the course sees it as a grade, even though that grade is a 0. So the best way to rely on what your current grade and progress and assignments being owed is always going to be to click on the Grades tab, and I will show you that here in a few moments. Scrolling on down, you will see your Class Connect sessions for the day, and then you have your class plan. The class plan will be a brief overview of what's occurring for that particular day, if there are any items for that day in the course, and then any of the upcoming events that have been given date information in the course. You also have the class announcements. The class announcements is going to be updated at least on a weekly basis. Every week on Friday afternoon, I will be posting a what to do list for the next week, and it will go over all of the days, including what topics are being covered and what assignments are due, so that if you need to plan ahead, you will be able to. It will also include any other important information that you may need for that week. Occasionally, different announcements will be added on a day basis if there is something that you need to be updated in particular to, in addition to this weekly to-do list. As you scroll down, you'll see the history disclaimer. I will review this in class, but I also wanted to make sure that you saw that here as well. It's a great reminder, and it will always stay here at the bottom of your class announcements. So feel free to refer back to it as needed. Over here on the left, you can then click and access email easily and contact any of your teachers you may need to, and any other quick links you may need to access to be successful. The next tab up here is the class plan. When you click on the class plan, it'll give you more detailed information about what's going on. You can change these items here. Right now, it is just showing the items for your U.S. History course, and it is showing you in an agenda format. You can change this so it'll only show one day at a time, 1 week at a time, as well as an entire month if you need to plan ahead. And many students actually do find it beneficial to use the list option, and at the beginning of a week they will create the list, print it out, and then have that as a basic to-do list and be able to cross things out as they come across them. You can even add your own tasks if you would like to, and also add other courses if you would like to have more than just one assignment or just more than one course with the assignments and the grade items listed. But the majority of your course you will be spending in the content section. When you go to your content section, you will be greeted the first time with the overview page. And the overview page is going to contain your syllabus, and I'll show you that in more detail here in a moment. You can add bookmarks to make it easy to go to different places in the content, and then your course schedule. Many of you will be accessing your assignments and when they need to be completed right here in your course schedule. The table of contents is where you're going to find the majority of your information. If you are a new student, this is where you will find the new student orientation video and quiz. So the quiz will be located in here for you as well. Be sure before you take the new student quiz that you review your course materials. And if you are beginning the school year with me, that you review the course materials at the beginning of the course. First, have your teacher contact information. Here's my email address. It's easier probably just to click contact your teacher, but I also do have a phone number. It most likely will not be answered because I'll either be in class or working with students. So it's always best to leave a detailed message with information so that I can call you back and be able to assist you. It also has the information for my help sessions on Mondays and Thursdays from 12 to 12:30. In the course materials, you'll find your course syllabus. This is basically everything that's key information, the most important information that you need to know. First of all, some information about me, and again, my email and phone number. The classroom expectations, what I expect from students in the classroom, and what students can expect from me, because remember, this is something that we're all working together on. A list of the graded assignments and the guidelines. For computer graded items, that it might include weekly quizzes, checkpoints, and unit tests. They are typically multiple choice questions that are based on material that are covered in the lessons, and you have 2 attempts on your quizzes and checkpoints. A second attempt is only available on tests after remediation, so you need to reach out to your teacher. But the highest grade will be recorded in your gradebook. For teacher graded items, this would be written assignments, short answer responses, discussions, projects. These responses should be well written and use spell check. No copying from the internet will be accepted. Plagiarism is illegal and against school rules, so please make sure that you are not copying, and if you're using information from the internet, that you are citing your source. Be sure to stay on topic and follow the guidelines and the rubric that are provided for each individual assignment, and assignments can be revised and resubmitted for more points, so that's why it is important to continue to follow those class updates on the first page and make sure that you are reading your teacher feedback. For due dates, graded assignments should be turned in on the specified due date. Quizzes will lock at 11:59 on the day that they are due. After the due date or time for an assignment has passed, zeros will automatically be entered into the gradebook, and these zeros can be replaced until the lock date has passed. Typically for the late policy, all other assignments besides quizzes will lock on the second Sunday following the due date. Any missing work will receive a permanent 0, and the lock date is posted in multiple locations, including course titles, in the course content, weekly calendars, and in course announcements. So that's the key information in your course syllabus. All of these are described in more detail in the course policies. This is a very detailed document on an overview of the course. Your U.S. history course this year, just as a point of notice, is going to be organized in a thematic format. So you will have the opportunity to be learning about the history of the United States and as it applies to different themes. That's the course overview. Next is the course policies and the grading and late policies. Again, much more detailed information that was already covered in the syllabus. So feel free to review this and make sure that you are very familiar with all of the policies related to the late and lock grading policies. You also have the history disclaimer in here as well as the academic integrity, reminding students not to cheat or use plagiarism. Next in the course materials is the how-to documents. You will see included here the overview video, as well as some videos about how to use Linkit, which we will be utilizing this year, some materials for New Row, how to sign up for course notifications so that you can get text reminders sent to your phone, how to monitor class progress and grades, how to check for incorrect answers on a quiz. This is key before you take a second attempt on either a quiz or a checkpoint, how to read originality reports, and some other K-12 how-to documents and videos. Lastly, in the course materials, you're going to have some writing resources so that when you are utilizing them, they can help direct and focus your assignments and make sure that you are fulfilling all the requirements for the writing rubrics. In the table of contents, you will see your online textbook. It is called American Odyssey. You can click on the item here, and let me move that. There we go. When you do click on it, it will give you access to the online textbook. I recommend you clicking on it, and once it opens the online textbook, that you go ahead and you bookmark it by clicking on the star in the address. That way it'll make it very easy. Notice here I have it up here in my bookmarks, the American Odyssey. So it's easy for me to access. You can describe it as online textbook or something like that if it's easier, or U.S. history textbook if that's easier. Then we get into the actual content of the course. As I said, the course is going to be organized by units that are based upon themes. So notice here our first one is going to be on founding documents and ideas. You'll know which week we're in by looking for the date. So for example, if it's September 8th, you know exactly to look here in Unit 1 because that falls within those dates. And then you would know to look in Week 1 because it would fall in the dates of Week 1. Within each week, it's set up the same. You will have announcements here in the beginning. Scrolling down, you will have resources such as your study guide. Study guide is covered in the course throughout the week in live sessions, and then the study guide can be used to help you on your quiz at the end of the week. Then within each day's session, you will see all the materials you need, including textbook pages, and I'll go back to the orientation week where I have some set up. If there are any assignments, they will be listed right there within the day, as well as any online lesson content. So the lessons from the actual online session. You can click the down arrow next to it and download these so that you have basically a copy of the slides that will be utilized in class every day. The last section I'd like to point out very quickly is your grades. This is the best place to monitor